Well, hi-ho everybody. This is my last video for this year. I'm taking a little break. In fact, I didn't even post last Wednesday because I have been working so hard to hit a deadline. I just released 2 more coloring books. My goal was to get them out before Christmas sales. They just came out this week. These are a little different than my other coloring books. These are the first that aren't really loaded with animals. This has, my heroes and villains in it. It's a very Dungeons and Dragons-esque, like an RPG style book. If this is something you think you might like, you can check it out on Amazon or Etsy. So next year, I'm going to continue doing pencil appreciation videos as well as color alongs. Everybody likes the pencil appreciation videos, and they're a lot of fun to do. But at some point, I can't just keep pumping those out. Only have so many. I have a lot, but they are limited. So I want to throw other things in there with it. And a lot of you seem to really enjoy the color alongs. I try to make them really short. I make them succinct, and I try to put as much techniques and knowledge in the video without making it stale and sound lectury. So y'all really seem to enjoy those. So I will be doing more of those as well. This also leads me to, I want to do a video next year where I'm actually showing you the sets that I own. I've had a couple of you write saying, how many sets do you have and which sets do you have? So I want to do a video where I point out to each set where you could actually see some of my look but don't touch pencil sets, and you could see some of the ones that I haven't got to yet and some of the harder to find ones. So that's also coming next year. The big one that I've been asked the absolute most about is my Blender video. I plan on starting the year with this video. I have an extremely large collection of blenders. I've been into blenders since college, blending color pencils, and there's things that I have learned as far as, mid-range blenders, aggressive blenders, soft blenders that I think will make your life easier. It's things I wish I would have known a long time ago. And if I could share this bit of information with you, I really think you'll enjoy them more. Because I know some of you really struggle with getting your blender to work, and you watch how other people do things, and it's frustrating because you can't get that same look. I really think I could help with that. So that video is also coming. I want to do some how-tos. So if there's something out there that you really want to sink your teeth into and say, I want to know how to do this, if you've seen me do it before, let me know, and maybe I could make a short video on that. So for example, one of the ones I'm going to try to do is a how-to water video. When I'm doing maps and doing backgrounds, sometimes I give a water texture and it looks way more complicated than it is. I think this is something y'all could pick up really easy too if I put the right kind of video out there. Another thing is sketchbook flip-throughs. This is not something I've done here before. I've done it on Facebook and it worked out well. I got a ton of sketchbooks, some of them dating really far back with embarrassingly bad artwork in it, but I'm willing to open these books, go through them, and if you see a picture you like, basically you put down in the comments, oh, I really like that one. And if enough people make that comment, I will go back into that page, redraw it, and give it to y'all. Maybe I could do a color along with it, or maybe just put it as a freebie on my page. The point is, if you see something that I've done before and everybody likes it, I can go back into it and just redo it, now, because a lot of this work is dated. Redo it now for free for y'all. And that leaves me with the final thing, my swatch sheets. I had no idea I would be asked as much as I have been asked about getting your hands on my swatch sheets. These things take an embarrassingly long time for me to set up and get out there. And I just wanted to make sure they're right. I'm about to the point where I'm ready to release them. Now, this is the point. Not only do I want in the comments you to put what you have enjoyed and what you would continue to enjoy or what you really want to see in future videos next year, but if you have a solution on my swatch sheets, part of me, I'm okay with giving them away. I've had a ton of you say, no, you work hard on them, don't give them away. But even then, I don't really know how I would approach selling them. Unless I have a link with like 87 pages that you have to go through and find the right one. If you have any suggestions on this, let me know. I've got some people I'm going to talk to on my end to see what the best approach is to release the my family swatch sheets to y'all. So let me know about that as well. And finally, my little bonus video at the end of this video is my Mr. Melodious. This channel, Sugar Sweet, I really enjoy. I enjoy because I like the comments, I like the content, but Mr. Melodious, which is a brand new channel of mine, that is so much more me. It's humorous, it's informative, it's not for everybody, but it's something I just have a lot of fun with. I haven't really announced it because I only have a few videos up, but if you like that Bob Ross humor type, ASMR, quirky, informative thing, that's what I'm going for with this. It's a lot of fun. You go into it, it is what it is. You know you're going to have a little bit of fun with it, but always, every time Mr. Melodious puts something out, he gives it to you for free. And I think this might be a video, the type of videos that a few of you will enjoy. So enjoy this Mr. Melodious video. If you like it, go subscribe to the channel, link below, and y'all have an awesome Christmas.
Hello and welcome. I'm Mr. Melodious, and today we're going to do some holiday coloring, that's right. In order to do that, we're going to need some reds and some greens. And if you look here, we have a beautiful selection of reds. Our light reds, our true reds, we got some deep umbers up in here too. Look at this nice brick red, so nice. Here we go. And now let's look and see what we have in our greens. Now, up here we have a true green, but that's not really what I want. This one right here is what I want, but there's nothing really darker. We need to find something so we can go down even deeper, like this blue over here. When we mix these two, it's going to be so nice. And over here, we're going to use our base green as our light greens. Don't be afraid to get a little crazy. We got Christmas miracles on our side today. Now, what are we going to be coloring? Oh, what is this? Will you look at this cute little guy? He's a little poinsettia. I think he's the perfect thing to make us happy today. And there's one thing you should never worry about: buying these pictures. If Mr. Melodious is coloring it, you can color it too. I never charge for these. Right now, for example, I got this one posted on one of my friends' group pages. So feel free to head on over there and get it. But be sure to get it before it comes down. I might leave them up for a week or so and then I pull them down. But don't worry if you miss it. I'll do another one later and then you can go get that one. The only real payment is that you and I are here coloring together. I really like that. Spending time with you makes my heart warm, that's right. Now all I'm doing is I'm just going back and forth and I'm going to layer these reds, the dark, the light. I'm going to leave a little white space there to really make these things pop out. Now in case you are wondering, this is a set of pencils called MyArtscape. I got them some time ago and I haven't really used them very much, so I thought to myself, this is a perfect opportunity to pull them back out. After all, they got some great reds and greens. Now here we go. This is a much better view of what I'm doing. You can see I'm just taking that dark brick red and I'm pushing it out into that true red. And you can see those little white areas. I want to leave those there because it really shows depth. It's what makes our drawing stand out. It makes it different. It's that 3D look. It's so nice. Now it's at this stage in the game I'm starting to think about which blender to use. I'm going to use something soft because I want to keep all these highlights, and I got a lot of layers. So normally I would go with something like a Kaleidoscope, but in this stage I think I'm going to go a little more firm and get a Thornton. Oh, now that is one way to ruin your holiday picture right there. That little bit of blue, if that hits the white, boy, that will make a mess. So I like to keep this nice piece of denim next to me, and I'm always cleaning off my lids this way. There we go. Now this is the perfect blender for this section right here. The Caran d'Ache would have worked, but I think it would have left the white areas too white. And I want to push these reds together, but I want to turn that white into a nice soft pink. And I think this pastel is the perfect blender to do that. So just watch it do its magic. See, that's so nice. And I'm also able to use this brick red to go back in there and really push in those deep parts. But I like how this leaf is coming together. Now, I'm not going to make you watch me do every leaf to the poinsettia because that would drive you mad. So what I'm going to do is just show you little key areas. So, you see, I got a leaf on both sides of this big leaf. So I got to make sure that my dark doesn't go all the way to the edges. And that way these leaves don't blend together. So I need to have it dark in the middle and then go light on the outside. And then it doesn't matter if the two bottom leaves are dark at all. You'll see it's going to come together perfectly. You never want to put that dark on dark, so just be conscious of where you leave in your little white areas. So see right here, I'm able to push that dark area all the way to the edge because I've got this big leaf protected by that little white line. And again, I'm just going to jump around because you already watched me do one leaf, and this is a whole lot of rinse and repeat. Look how beautiful. But that's also going to be a lot of red. But do not worry, because I'm going to jump around on this next part, because if you were to watch me color all of these red leaves, it would put you to sleep. So nice. Now on to the next part. They have all these little things over here. I'm not really sure what they are, but it don't even matter, because I'm not going to color them yet. What I do know is I have a bunch of leaves here, and I have the little center of the flowers. But we're going to go ahead and tackle the leaves first. Now we don't have as much room to play with because these leaves are a lot smaller than the poinsettia leaves. But we're just going to do the same process and do a base, do a light, do the dark. I'm going to go over the whole thing to get rid of some of this tooth, but to be honest, I'm just kind of experimenting right now with this first little leaf. If I mess it up, oh well. I still got about 20 more leaves I can play around with. We're going to get it right. Let's just hang in there and have a little fun. Now, I don't exactly know what I got going on here, but it is a mess. So I'm going to start again with this next leaf, and I'm going to use the blue first. This way I'm going to have a little more control over my darks and lights, and it won't be such a big muddy mess. And I also think I'm going to add the highlights to the outside of the leaves, and not make it so complicated. Oh yeah, see, I like these a lot more than that first leaf. These seem to have a little more form to them, don't you think? Now it's just a matter of blending them. I'm going to go with my Grizzeye. It's a mid-range blender. It's because I want to blend those greens without leaving that white area completely white. I want to really take that highlight out, but at the same time I want to keep that form to the leaf. So see how this is working? You're able to see where that light is, but now it's more of a light green as opposed to a glare. The softer the blender, the more likely you're going to keep your highlights. Just try to keep that in mind next time you're picking out which blender to use. Now here, once again, you already watched me do these leaves, so I'm not going to sit here and force you to watch me do each and every leaf. That would just be so boring for you. So I'm just going to fly through these real fast. And remember, you could always go back into your own work, even after you blended it. So here I'm adding that dark blue, and it really helps that leaf look like it's going back into the page. And now for these little beads in the middle of my poinsettia, I'm just going to keep it real basic. For my darks, I'm going to use a mustard yellow, and for my lights, I'm going to use a true yellow. And I'm just going to work these two together to give these form and shape. Look at this. I love the way these two colors are coming together. They're just melting together like butter. In fact, it kind of looks like butter. So nice. Now, I could say that I have no idea what these little thingy-mabobbers are. I was originally going to make them all white, but you see, my pot is probably going to be white, and I think that might be a little too much. So then we got to explore some of the other colors. Part of me wants to do them red, because when you see a poinsettia, it's mostly all reds. But there are some other really nice colors, like pinks could be really nice, and blues. Browns could even work. But I think I'm going to go ahead and go with red. I don't think it'll be too much red. I think it'll be just enough red. But I tell you what, if you end up doing another color, I'd love to see what it is. I'm just not feeling too brave right now. And I don't want to mess up this little guy. I mean, look how happy he is. Now, something you might notice, I'm using just one solid red for all these. I'm using the darkest red that I used for my poinsettia leaves. I don't think I need any other colors. I don't even need to go darker. That was a lie. I am going to go darker, but since this is the darkest red, I'm going to use a dark brown. And I think these two are going to go together so nice. And I was right. Look at that. Back and forth. I'm just going to work this brick red and this dark brown over and over until I get that acquired look I'm going for. And again, I'm going back to my Thornton blender. It's just enough that I want to keep those lights without having them completely white and without washing them out. You know, I tell you, it's so hard getting this angle and keeping my hands out the way. But thank goodness I'm a professional, because I'm able to do what I need to do, and you're able to see me do it. Speaking of which, I'm about to show you something amazing. Stick with me, because I'm going to show you a technique you have never seen before. It's going to change the way you color. Watch this now. See the way I'm doing that? Look at there. Okay, one more time, look. I'm just kidding, y'all. My hand got in the way because I wasn't paying attention. I didn't have no secrets. Now, all I'm going to do here is speed this up, because ain't no reason y'all got to watch me do this over and over again. But all I'm doing is going in with that brown and that brick red, and I'm going to go back and forth until I get that acquired look I want. And just so y'all know, I went ahead and changed it up. I am now using a Staedtler. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to remove a little more of those whites than I was. And a Staedtler is a little more aggressive. So next up, we have this little base down here. Now originally, I was going to have it to be like maybe like a light brown is what I was picturing. But the more I thought about it with the colors I was using, I think I'm going to go with a dark brown. And then for the lighter part, I'm going to have like a dark cream. I think this is going to help pop out the white pot I'm going to make later. Now this process here is simple enough. I'm just going to go back and forth working these two browns together. And I'm going to leave a little light spot, but at the end of the day it's wood, so I'm not going to have like a big glare on it. I'm going to blend all that in together really nice. Yeah, I kind of messed up right here. I was kind of hoping you didn't notice, but I'm pretty sure you saw that. That's not a problem though. We're just going to use our trusty erasing shield. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to remove that little goof. Here we go. Look at that. Like new. Now here, I'm not really trying to maintain the highlights at all, so I'm going to use the most aggressive blender, which is the Kalour Blender. This thing is going to remove that white completely, and at the same time, it's going to give you a really nice blend between this dark cocoa brown and this light yellow brown. Look how it makes it all work together like magic. Talk about a Christmas miracle. And right here, all I'm doing is taking that dark brown and I'm putting it under the pot. Gives him a little bit of a base shadow. Kind of makes him look like he's really sitting there. Yeah, I messed up again. I got a little sloppy. So we're going to go ahead and have the Erasing Shield to the rescue again. Look at that. Okay, so it's messy, but look at that. And here, I'm just using my basic gray. And I'm going to touch this thing up around the edges, a little bit under the lip where it hangs over. And I'm just going to kind of caress it with this gray. Oh, so nice. Now, the idea is to make this a white pot. But I can't just leave it white, because that'll make me look like I was lazy and I just left it blank and went play with my toys. But no, I got to make it gray to give it the illusion that it's white. Now here, I'm using my dark gray, but you gotta be careful with this, because if you use too much of it, it won't accent your work, but rather it'll just make the pot look like it's gray. Now here's a fun little technique for you. If you get that dark gray and you go under those leaves, it's gonna start to make them look like they're gonna pop out at you, almost like they're gonna fall off his little head. Look at that. Now the best way to soften these grays up is to go with the most aggressive blender. And once again, I'm going to go with Kalour. That is the best way to push these grays into oblivion. So now he's just going to come out to be a nice soft white. Look at that. He likes that. Now here we're going to try something a little different. We're going to take the DuckTales approach, where Disney made their eyes blue because their bodies were white, and this helped them stand out. So I'm going to get my light blue, and I'm going to ever so softly go around. And once I got my area laid out, then I'm going to go back to my Kalour Blender, and I'm going to be able to push that blue so it fades in ever so softly. Look at that, so nice. And now for the background. I'm going to use that same light blue that I used on the eyes, and I'm just going to go ahead and accent, just kind of highlight the plant. Put a little bit here, a little bit there. We're going to make this little guy pop out. And we are done. Now that I look at this little guy, it kind of looks like he has a Mr. Melodious afro, except for his is way more prettier than mine. I sure had a lot of fun. I hope y'all did too. I really am glad y'all joined me. And I hope y'all join me again later. I hope you learned a little bit too. So Merry Christmas, everybody. Be safe and hug a loved one. And remember, happiness is the best color. Also, I forgot to color his mouth.
Sugar Sweeto.